Let's talk about social media and your personal narrative on how it's showing up to the world on social media. So for one, I enjoy social media. I enjoy it because I am able to consume very small bits of it, and the bits that I do consume are things that are inspiring me, things that are educational, things that make me feel that I have aspired to learn something different, a different point of view maybe. And even with that, I don't do a whole lot of it. I'm not browsing for hours on end. I'm not scrolling. It's limited time on social, and it's limited interaction on social. And so for that, it works for me. But even with my limited time on social media, I can't help but see tons upon tons of a layer of fakeness. And you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's that personal narrative where what you're saying to the world and how you're saying certain things and how you are portraying your life is completely different than the reality. And so for me, being this person that is always aspiring to elevate our consciousness and always looking to dig a level deeper, I have to wonder, is it because we are living lives that are unfulfilling? Is it because we're not living at our full potential? Is it because our ego is mandating that we are seen and perceived in a certain way, and the reality just doesn't measure up to that vision in our minds, and so now we have to do it on social media? I mean, who's gonna call you out on it, right? So by doing that though, we're like having this fake society with fake interactions, fake perceptions, and it does nothing to move us forward. So as we are approaching the end of a decade and we are about to start a new year, I can't help but feel that we need to start it on a foot that is more honest. We need to start this chapter with more authenticity. We need to be real to who we are. And if your life is not aligning to the life that you are portraying on social media, why not? Why not? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have the romantic relationship that you are telling the world that you have. You deserve to have that career that makes you feel so inspired and so fulfilled. So if you're not having those things, if your life isn't lighting you up, why not? So this is the time for real self-reflection and real self-awareness around the things that are working and the things that maybe it's time to discard. And if it's time to let them go, figure out why you're letting them go so that you're not attaching to something equally not serving you, and start looking at the things that are working in your life and the things that you do want in your life. So if it's more meaningful relationships, whether it be with a spouse or a platonic friendship, what are you doing about it, right? Like, things that are worth having require a lot of commitment and dedication and hard work. And so if you're not putting the time and you're not being honest and you're not asking for what you want and you're not listening to what the other person wants and needs, then it's sort of like on you why you might be stuck in that part of your life and why those relationships aren't living up to what's in your mind and what you're telling social media you have, right? And if it's your career, again, like, what's not working and where can you show up more and where can you do better? Because the thing is that when we are living a life that is not authentic, it brings our vibration down. And when our energy and vibration is down, we tend to attract more negative things into our surroundings and into our society. And I think we're negative enough, right? Look at the news. We have enough negativity and enough things to bring us down. So it's up to each one of us to raise our vibration. It's up to each one of us to live a life that is authentic, to do the things that need to be done for us to live to our own potential. And I do believe that most of us are not living up to our full potential because that requires hard work. And most people will complain about the life that they want to have and not having, but they don't stop to do the hard work it needs to get them from point A to point B. And by hard work, I mean the self-work. Self-work is the hardest work because that's where a lot of the blocks, and this is where a lot of the limiting beliefs begin, and this is where the self-sabotage is, and this is where past hurts and wounds surface, and all of the things that we don't deal with are the things that end up holding us back. And instead of dealing with them, instead of addressing the things that speak to our heart and the things that make us feel inspired, we choose to ignore that and instead live a life that is pretend. And I think that that is such a sad state of affairs, that we have become a society that is more interested in the fake facades and in the pictures that are cropped so beautifully and filtered and whatnot, versus dealing with the real stuff that's happening behind the scenes and making that vision for your life a reality instead of it just living on the pages of social.